Hello everyone, Phoenix Game here, and welcome back to another how-to build video where I'll be showing you how to build some awesome decorations while using armor stands. Now, I've done two other videos like this. Now, the cool thing about this video is pretty much all of these armor stand decorations from here to right about down here are all the same build. All the exact same build, just with different things put on top of it to change it up. Now, the last two I wasn't going to really add in, but I decided why add it into a different video. Let's go ahead and just throw them all into the same video. So let's go ahead and go through these. So right here is Thor's hammer. Now, I didn't mainly want to do this. I wanted to have a hammer on top of an anvil, and you know, I actually might still have it. I might have it over here, and this is what it looked like. It doesn't look the greatest to me, but if you actually like it, they're all the same thing, guys. It's very easy to build, so I just wanted to make it look like there was a hammer on top of the anvil. So it just, I don't know, it just looks weird to me. But so there is Thor's hammer right here. Then next up we have just exact same thing, just now we have a pressure plate with an item frame on the back, and this can make a bar stool or a barbershop chair. Next up we have right here a grave, same exact thing, just with skulls on it this time. So we have a skull here and a zombie head here, and it kind of looks like they're poking out of the ground just a tiny bit. So Halloween is just right around the block, so if you want to add, that's why I have a few eerie things right here, because I know Halloween's right around the block. So if you want to add it into maybe one of your Halloween maps or just add it into your world, you can go ahead and do that. So here's just a few things poking out of the ground. Next up, now this is what I thought was a really good idea. So right here we have a skull, or you can use any type of head that you want, but I wanted to make it look like there was something growing out of it, like it's been there for a really long time. So as you can see, it looks like half a skull is on the floor, but it also has a flower growing out of the top of it, and I thought that would be a really cool idea. Now, pretty much everything kind of just spawned into another, so I went down the list and kind of just thinking up things. So I thought up of this, and I pretty much took the bar stool idea, and I made a planter for a rose bush, because you cannot put a rose bush inside of a, let's find, there we go, a flower pot. You cannot put a rose bush inside of a flower pot. As you can see, you can't do that. You can only put the rose bushes down on here. However, if we do the same exact thing I did over here with the bar stool and the Thor's hammer, it could kind of look like it's inside of a planter. And you can also do this with peonies. What are they called? Let me find it real quick. There it is. Yeah, peony. I don't know how to say this one, but as you can see, but it's the exact same thing as a rose bush. You cannot put it inside of a flower pot. So if you want to, you can make it look like it's inside of a planter now. So let's go and get rid of that. Next up, we have a head in the grass. Now this is different from the rest of these, but I noticed that you can actually put grass over the armor stands while there's a head, or, you know, just any type of thing you want, a skeleton skull, or you could put a creeper head on there, but you could put grass over it. So it looks like it's kind of looking at you through the grass. Maybe you could put some tall grass in there as well, but there is a head inside the grass. And last but not least is the pumpkin patch. All I did was I took an armor stand, put it inside of a jack-o'-lantern, so now we have a little tiny pumpkin on top of this big jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, so it doesn't look all plain and whatnot. So if you see, if I take out a normal jack-o'-lantern right here, when we just place that down, it kind of just looks like that. However, we could spice it up a bit by putting a pumpkin on top of it. So let's go ahead and start building this thing, guys. Like I said, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the first 6 of them are the exact same build. Very, very easy to do, and this one too, I guess, as well. So let's go ahead and jump into these tutorials. So like I said, guys, everything is pretty much going to be the exact same. So once I show it to you once, you're going to have an understanding of how to do pretty much the first 6 of them. So all you have to do is just dig down 2, 1, 2, place down a cauldron. Then we're going to take out an armor stand, place an armor stand in like this. Then we're going to go ahead and take out an iron helmet and place an iron helmet on here. Then we're going to place 2 blocks above, so 1, 2, and then 1 block over. It really doesn't matter what block you use. And then we're going to come to the other side of it, place down an armor stand on this side, place down yet again another iron helmet, break it, and then let it fall down into place right down there. Next up, what we're going to do is just take out our block of choice, place our block of choice right above our armor stand like this. Then we're going to go ahead and take out a piston, place a piston facing downwards, and then we're going to send power into our piston, let it go, place another block above it, and then send power into it once again, break this block right here, and there you have it. That is pretty much the entire thing. So if you wanted to make Thor's hammer right over there, all you have to do is just place down a fence post right above it like this. Why is it doing this to me? There we go. We're just going to place a fence post right above it like that, and just do the exact same thing. Take out a piston. Then we're going to face our piston downwards into our fence post, and then we're going to send power to it. And there you guys have it. There is Thor's hammer. Now, when you do leave the game and come back in, it's going to make this look a lot darker. So what you want to do is, if it looks really, let me just go ahead and leave real quick, and then I'll come right back into the game and show you what I mean. All right, guys, and I'm back, and as you can see, it looks a lot darker. Now, if you actually like this, you can leave it like this, but if you wanted to make it But if you want to make it look a lot lighter, like over there, all you have to do is just break down 2 and go right next to the cauldron and place down any sort of light source. I like to just use sea lanterns or glowstone. So break down 2, place 1, break down 2, place 1 like that, break down 2, place 1 like that, and then go ahead and just place the blocks right back inside just like that. And then of course, if I leave the game, now this is how most of yours are going to look like right over here. All these are going to look like this, but as you can see, it's still not as light as Thor's hammer and the bar stool over there. Now this is what's going to look like for most of these. As you can see, they're all this color right here. Now if you want it for the Thor's hammer or bar stool right there, what we're going to have to do is remove this block, remove your fence post, and instead of using a full block, you're going to go ahead and take out your slab that matches your floor. So I'm going to go ahead and take out a sandstone slab, and then we're going to place 2 blocks like this, place a slab upside down, then we're going to go ahead and take out our piston, place a piston facing downwards, go ahead and send power to it, place another block right above it, send power to it, then go ahead and break the block right here, break it, no, not the piston, don't break the piston, and then we're going to place back in our fence post, boop, like that, and there we go. There's Thor's hammer. So now if I leave the game, it should be the same exact color as the other one. And there you guys have it. As you can see, it is as light as the other one. Now to make the bar stool, very simple. All we have to do now is let me go ahead and just put this in here because I don't want to get rid of it just yet. We're going to go ahead and just take out a pressure plate. We're going to go ahead and take out a stone or wooden, really doesn't matter. And we're also going to go ahead and take out either an item frame, or we can also use a sign for this. So I like to use a sign the most, but if you want to, you can go ahead and use an item frame right here like that. So that could be the back of it. Like I said, it looks really good with the item frame as well, but I don't know why. I really like the sign. So if you place a sign off the back too, there we go. Kind of looks like a bar stool, or it looks like a barbershop. Or if you really want to, I don't know why you would want to do this, but you could also put a painting off of the back of it as well. So if we go boop and place a painting, we can also have a painting coming off the back of it as well. And it kind of looks like the painting is connecting to it the most. It's the whole painting aspect on the back just doesn't look right. And then, like I said, it's just the same thing over and over again, guys. I don't have to keep showing it to you. It's just that cauldron with your armor stands in the bottom. But then next up for this one, we're just going to go ahead and, let me quickly go ahead and just do it again. We might as well just do it again. So we're going to need our cauldrons, our armor stand, and then we can go ahead and pick out a, I like to use soul sand here, but you can use whatever kind of dirt you want. You don't have to use soul sand, but I like the soul sand because it just looks creepy. So we're going to go ahead and just take out some soul sand and any type of head you really want, a skeleton, a Steve head, a creeper head. I'm going to go ahead and just use a Steve head this time because I think that would look weird. Just do the same exact thing. We're going to dig down 2, place down a cauldron, go ahead and place your armor stand in there, place your Steve head on top of it. Next up, take out whatever block you want. I'm going to be using soul sand, place it right above your armor stand. Then what we're going to need is our piston and our power source. There we go. So place your piston facing downwards, and then we're going to send power to it by placing in our redstone block, place another block, send power to it, go ahead and break this block, and there you guys have it. Now, like I said, when you leave the game and come back in, it's going to turn really, really dark. So all you have to do is just take out any sort of power source, light source. So I'm going to just use a sea lantern, dig down 2, boop, sea lantern, dig down 2, boop, 2, boop, and boop. And then we can go ahead and I'm going to place in some more soul sand here, and let's go ahead and use actually grass here, because it would look a lot better with grass and not smooth sandstone. So let's go ahead and just place in that, and let's go ahead and just place a little more in right there like this, and then we can just make a makeshift gravestone. So let's go ahead and just use stone bricks, place it backwards, and there we go. Now kind of looks like a Steve is popping up, but like I said, he won't be that color. He's going to look like that. So let me go ahead and leave the game real quick, and I'll come right back. And there you guys have it. That's the color he is going to be. And of course, if you want to, you can always just change out the heads right off of here. You don't have to like dig out the entire thing anymore. You can just take out whatever head you want, place it right on top of it, and as you can see, it will change it to whatever you want. You don't have to break it open and put something else there. So that is the grave one right there. And the same thing goes with the flowers right here. I don't know. Can you put flowers on top of soul sand? You might not be able to. Let me just check real quick. Bloop. Nope, you cannot. So we're going to go ahead and you can use grass blocks. You can also use coarse dirt, or you can use pod soul. I'm going to use pod soul. I believe you can put it on pod soul. Yeah, you can. Okay. So we're just going to have to switch out the block right here to pod soul, coarse dirt, or, grass. So I'm going to go ahead and use my right here, what is it called again? Pod soul. There we go. I'm going to place that right above it. Take out our piston and place our piston facing downwards. Then all we have to do is just send power to our piston. There we go. We'll place in another block. Send power to it once again. Boop. There we go. Break this block. And now that it's over, well, now that's in pod soul, we can go ahead and take out any flower that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and use, let's go ahead and use an illum. There we go. We're going to place this in right here like that. And there we go. Now we have a flower. I don't like that. I like that one over there because it kind of takes up like the whole entire skull. And also I would have to leave the game so it looks the right color too. Oh man. You could also put sand and then put a shrub on top of it as well. That wouldn't look so bad. But I'm going to go ahead and use, let's see what this one will look like. No, not good at all. I didn't get to look at all the different flowers. Blue Orchid is definitely my favorite. Blue Orchid definitely looks the absolute best over the skeleton skull. I just quickly left the game and came back in, and as you can see, the coloring looks actually a lot better with it. I think the darker it looks with these, the better, because it kind of looks like the skeleton skull's been there for a really long time, like it's aged. However, there's a plant growing through it, and I don't know why, I just really like that. I like the idea of that. It just seems really cool to me. And then next up we have our our planter for our rosebush. So we're actually gonna have to switch out the skull to a iron helmet. So we're gonna have to go in and break our pod soul now. Sorry, we're gonna have to break it, and we're gonna have to switch this to an iron helmet. And we're gonna have to do the same thing we did over here. Now that we have our iron helmet facing this way, we're gonna have to face another one going this way as well. So let's go ahead and take out our armor stand one last time. Well, not one last time, but I already hit the maximum. So let me go ahead and just break this right here. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and place our armor stand. That's the one thing bad about Xbox. You can only have up to 16. I'm hoping they up that. They really need to up that. Where did my iron helmet go? Did I put it on? Go ahead and place my iron helmet on this way. There we go. Boop. And then we break this, let it fall into place. And we can go ahead and just place, I guess, our pod soul back in. So place your pod soul right above it. Go ahead and place your piston facing downwards. We can go ahead and take out our block to send power to it. So boop. And then go ahead and place another block in, send power to it. Like this. There we go. And then break this. Go ahead and break that. And now that we have our planter in, all we have to do is go ahead and take out, you know, let's go ahead and use this peony or whatever it's called and put it in like this. There we go. Boop. So now we have a planter. Obviously, it's not going to look like this. It's going to look like that over there. I'm not going to keep exiting game. You already know what it's going to look like. It's going to look like this over here. Or if you take the lights away, it's going to look a lot darker. So if you want it to look really, really dark, all you have to do is just take away the sea lanterns or whatever you're using as a source of power. All right, guys, so next up we're going to be doing the head in the grass. Now the only difference about this one is, and instead of using a cauldron, it's actually going to be easier to make. All you're going to need is a slab for this one instead of a cauldron. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig down 2. So 1, 2. Place down a slab instead of a cauldron. Go ahead and place in your armor stand, and then choose whatever head you like. I'm going to go ahead and just use the Steve head, I guess, once again. So boop, place in your Steve head. Then if you want to make it look as light as it is over there, we're just going to have to dig down 2 and, you know, place some lights around our entire Steve head like this. Go ahead and place in your blocks back. It looks a lot better with grass. And of course, we're going to have to be using grass anyway, because we have to put, what is this? A grass block. We're going to have to put tall grass above our head as well. So we're going to go ahead and just place our grass right above it. And then we can go ahead and take out our piston, our source of power, and then place your piston facing downward. Same thing over and over again, guys. Not hard at all to do. I wish I did not do that. Then we're going to go ahead and send power to it. Place the block, send power to it again, break this block, and now we can go ahead and just take out our grass. So I'm going to just take out some grass, tall grass, short grass, big grass, whatever, and we're going to place it in like this. And now we have a head inside of tall grass. You can double it down, but I think it looks better like this. It just looks, let me go ahead and actually, we're going to need some bone meal. I forgot. We're going to have to bone meal. It just doesn't look as good in too high grass. I mean, you can do it, but I don't know why. I just don't think it looks that good in too high grass. All right, guys, and last but not least is going to be the pumpkin patch. Now, this is going to be the most tedious and most annoying out of all of them. Of course, I would leave the most annoying one for the ending, because you can't simply just put a armor stand inside of a jack-o'-lantern, because when you try to move a jack-o'-lantern with a piston, all it does is break it. So if I place a piston here, send power to it, as you can see, all it does is break it. So we're going to have to take some measures to get that armor stand inside of that jack-o'-lantern. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just dig down 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Place a piston facing upwards with a slime block on top of it. Now what I want you to actually do is go around the slime block and dig out around the entire slime block like that. Except for one side, I guess we don't have to. Actually, we're going to be breaking the blocks anyway coming out this way, but we're going to need some extra blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and just use a different color. So it doesn't really matter which way you go. It doesn't really matter which way you go out. So we're just going to come out at least 1, 2, 3 blocks like that from our slime block, and then make sure come up 1 block on this side as well. Then we're going to go ahead and place in our 3 power rails, 1, 2, 3. Then place a power source for your power rails. And then right above your slime block, we're going to place in our jack-o'-lantern. So we're going to place a block right here. Now make sure you face it whichever way you want it to face right. So I'm just going to face mine this way, and we're going to break the block underneath it. So as you can see, we have a slime block underneath our jack-o'-lantern. Then we're going to go ahead and take out our armor stand. And now face your armor stand whichever way you want your pumpkin facing. So whichever way you want that pumpkin facing on top of it, place in your armor stand. So I'm just going to face it straight towards me, so it's just looking the exact same way as this jack-o'-lantern. So if you wanted to if you want it to look the way it looks over there, you'd have to place it in sideways like this, your armor stand. Sorry, like that. So as you can see, it's on a slant. If you want it to look sideways, you'd have to place it in like this. However, I want mine looking straight like this, so I'm just going to place in my armor stand just like that. Then we're going to place our pumpkin on top of it. And then we're going to place our minecart down, and it's going to go right underneath our jack-o'-lantern. Now, this is where it's going to get a little bit annoying. So what we're going to do is now fill in every part of this hole right here, like that, break this right here, fill this all in. And then what we're going to do is go around this entire thing one more time with blocks like this. Now we're going to go to any one of these sides. It really doesn't matter what side you go to. Just make sure it's off one of these middle blocks. We're going to dig down 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to dig over 1, 1, and we're going to break that minecart. Do not break the armor stand. Break the minecart. So boop, break the armor stand. I mean the minecart. Do not break the armor stand. And then we're going to go ahead and just break all these blocks around. We no longer need any of these blocks here. You just had to do this just so your armor stand doesn't fall out of place. And we're going to have to re-dig out all the blocks that are around that slime block. You don't want any blocks touching that slime block right down there. So it should look something like this right now. Next up, what we're going to do is come up at least 2 blocks above your jack-o'-lantern. Well, 1 block above your jack-o'-lantern. So 1 block above the jack-o'-lantern. So 1, 2, break this middle block like that. So as you can see, it is 1 block above the jack-o'-lantern. Now all we have to do is just send power to our piston. So send power to your piston. So boop. As you can see, it is now into place. Now you got to be quick with this. If you're not quick enough, you're going to have to redo this entire thing, and that would stink. You're going to have to break your slime block and place in a slab as fast as possible. Break the slime block and place in a slab as fast as possible. So boop, boop, like that, and just get your slab in the place. We no longer need the piston there. As you can see, it is perfectly in place, and all we have to do is just clean up this area, and you will be completely done. So boop, 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 and boop, boop, and there you guys have it. There's the pumpkin patch. We have a little tiny pumpkin on top of the big pumpkin, and like I said, you could change whatever direction you want as long as you do it before you put the armor stand in. Now also, you know what, I might as well show you how to build the Thor's hammer one as well. It's the same exact thing as the bar stool over here. Let me go ahead and just remove these. It's just not all the way down in the ground. We don't have to dig down 2, we only have to dig down 1. So all you have to do is just dig down 1, place in your cauldron, go ahead and take out your armor stands, and we're also going to need our iron helmet for this part as well. So place in your armor stand, place in your iron helmet. Then what we're going to do is come above it like we do every single time, and we're going to face the other way, place an armor stand, place an iron helmet, break it, let it fall into place. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and take out our anvil. I forgot we have to put our anvil in too. So go ahead and take out your anvil, come up at least 3 blocks from there, and then place in your anvil. It should fall right on top of it. So boop, just like that. And then all we have to do is just take out our fence posts, which I already have right here. Sorry, there it is. And we're also going to need our piston and our power source. So boop, 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 and boop. So we're going to place in our fence post. So go ahead and place your fence post right above it like that. Then go ahead and place a piston facing downwards into your fence post. So boop. And then just send power to it. So there. So if you want a hammer on top of an anvil, if you thought this looked good, I mean, it doesn't look horrible. It just looks odd to me. If I wish I could put it sideways. Like, I wish I could put a lever on top of the anvil and then have it facing sideways. I wish I didn't have to have the pole going straight up like that, the fence post. There's nothing that really goes sideways. There just isn't anything that really goes sideways in this game, so it won't look as good. So there you guys have it. That's how you build every single one of these armor stand decorations. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe to stay tuned with my newest videos. All right, guys, peace.